Welcome. I'm Patricia Faidley, and you have reached the knotted truth. I'm going to share the law of rhythm this evening. And the law of rhythm states what goes in, comes out, ebb and tide kind of thing. The tide goes in, the tide goes out. What comes up will come down equal distance, it will come down. Such is life. We live in a rhythmic environment. Our energy is rhythmic. It's always been rhythmic. You wouldn't have a good without a bad. You wouldn't have the sun coming up and then the moon coming up if it wasn't all rhythmic. Energy is, it cannot be created nor destroyed. Our energy is very important. Like I said, we are all energy. How we vibrate and send out frequencies is very important through our thought process. What we think about, we bring about. As I've shared with you in previous videos about the law of attraction. The law of energy states that, everything is continuously moving. If it's not moving, it's either living or it's dying. In living, we're moving, we're learning, we're doing new things. We're constantly striving to be the best that we can be. That's when we are happiest. That's when we are at our best. If you're unhappy with yourself and you're not being the best you can be, that's why. It's because you're not growing, you're not moving forward, you're not learning new things, and you're not doing new things. The reason why I'm sharing this with you tonight is because we've talked about the law of attraction, we've talked about the vacuum law, and now I'm going to share with you the law of rhythm, and it has to do with, the vacuum as well. The law of prosperity, you can't have if you're not willing to give. Okay, and the same goes with if you give too much and others aren't asking you to give, you have to be very careful when you are that way. Because if you expect to receive or expect to receive some sort of appreciation for what you do, then you shouldn't do it. Because expecting something in return makes you upset when it doesn't happen. If it does happen, glory be, it happened. But when it doesn't, we get upset about that. As you all know, my mother died of cancer in 2014, or you may not know that, but now you do. And my life took a complete change. I've been doing self-development for about 9 years, and a lot of things have changed in the last year or so. And I believe that it's changing to line up with my vision that I have, that is to live at the beach. But things changed so fast that I was, in a bind and had to find a place to live. Um, didn't know when my house was going to sell, or what exactly the date was. So I found a place, and my girlfriend, and I moved in together. It's not a very good place for me, but for her, it's fine, and she's happy here, and that's fine. But I knew that it was temporary for me. Point I'm trying to make is that, we're two adults and we've, grown up apart, and we've known each other since we were 10 years old. She's the closest thing to family that I have left, besides my sister and my brother-in-law and my two nieces. That's it, and my son. Um, my family's pretty much gone, and you have to face the fact that you are alone here in this world. And being alone doesn't have to be all that bad if you do what you love every day and you're around people that you love every day. But to argue or to get upset just because of living arrangements and to lose a friendship, I'm not willing to do that either. I was here for the time being, and sometimes some people aren't growing, and like I said before, it's imperative that you find people that are growing the same way you are, or that are doing the same things that you are, so that you can grow from it, not be pulled back into living a life that you're not happy with because you're settling, because it's comfortable. The law of rhythm is going to happen whether you like it or not. You are going to have valleys, you're going to have peaks. Everybody does. When you're in your peak is when you should rest and rejuvenate and get ready for the climb, because it's in the climb that you're living, it's in the climb that you're building. Masters have learned that this is when you rest. When you're in your valley, you take a rest, you rejuvenate, you regroup, and you get your stuff together and you rebuild again. You build a stronger foundation than before and you rebuild from where you are. If you don't continuously grow, then you're going to lose. You're going to lose. So you have to either grow or lose. That's the only options. And depending on how high you want to go, you could fall that high, that far of a distance down to the ground. But you have to be willing to take those risks. And depending on how far you want to go in life, that's what you have to do. So make sure that you love what you do so that you'll always be willing to risk everything for it, because it's worth it. Even love, same thing. Don't settle, because it's not worth settling to live someone else's dream when you could be living your own. You're supposed to live two lives, but be blended as one. 40 miles away, you should be able to, be connected and feel just as good about that person as you are here, if you truly love them, if they truly love you. The problem is most people don't get deep enough to find out what that is or how that feels to be truly loved. We have to face the fact that we came into this world alone and we're going to go out of this world alone. And whatever it is that we leave behind for our children to learn from is what they're going to have. So therefore, I'm going to teach you each law and allow you to be able to relate it in your life so that you can use the flow. The key to law of rhythm is to remain centered, to remain balanced in life, to always stay centered. You can't do one thing too much, then you give up the other thing. You can't, always work and not spend time with your family. You can't always do this. One will suffer and one will not. You have to learn balance. Balance is key. When you're in flow with your life and you're happy all the way around, your life shines. It shines through you. It shines everywhere. Your life starts to feel like you're Midas and everything starts to come together for you because you're in such a great mood, such a great frequency, such great energy. You're vibrating high. And that's where you need to be. But you have to learn these laws. So we've talked about the law of attraction, the law of rhythm, and the vacuum law. And I wanted to share with you my story because, I've created a large vacuum since my mother died and I had my husband got divorced, and, my son and I moved here. And, now it's time for, making some big moves as to what I want to do in my life. I know that it's not going to be here forever. So take care. God bless. And I hope you enjoyed understanding that energy it's always moving. It never stands still. It cannot be created and cannot be destroyed. God's is energy. God is our love, and He's always good to us. No matter what we choose and what we do, we have no worries. So step out of the comfort zone and make changes in your life that need to be made in order to achieve the dreams that you wish to achieve. Those who are meant to be in your life will come into your life at the times that they're supposed to. Everything happens for a reason, you guys, and you know it. If you haven't seen my previous shows, go on back and take a look at my blog at theknottedtruth.com and click on some of my previous blogs, and you'll see different shows that I have done already. And come back every Wednesday evening, usually around 8 p.m. I'll have the video up live and you can watch it. Take care, God bless, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.